North America today is home to bears, wolves, and pumas. Formidable predators, no doubt. But what if I told you there was once a cat that made all of them look small by comparison? Meet the extinct American lion, Panthera atrox. You know, the giant cat that could even make a grizzly bear go. Nope, not today. This lion wasn't confined to one corner of the continent. Fossils have been found from Alaska to Mexico. Panthera atrox claimed territory in open grasslands, prairies, and light woodlands. However, it steered clear of dense forests where its smaller cousin, the jaguar, preferred to hunt. Instead, American lions patrolled Pleistocene plains alongside mammoths and bison. They vanished around 12 to 13,000 years ago during the Great End Pleistocene extinction. Climate warming shrank their habitat and depleted their megafauna prey, and early humans were arriving on the scene as well. In other words, the last time American lions crossed paths with humans, it didn't end well for the lions. All of this raises an intriguing question. If the American lion were to make a comeback today, how would it adapt to survive in a world so different from the one it once ruled? If the American lion were to walk the forests and plains of North America today, it would certainly need a bit of a makeover. Forget the giant, cumbersome prehistoric cat image. We're talking about a leaner, sleeker, and smarter predator, optimized to survive modern challenges. First off, size matters, but bigger isn't always better. To slip quietly through dense forests and mountainous terrain without alarming every bird and hiker around, our modern American lion would have to scale down from its original weight of nearly 350 kilograms or 770 pounds. A more practical size today might be around 220 kilograms or 485 pounds, big enough to tackle prey, but small enough to maintain agility and stealth. To handle modern climates, the American lion might sport a versatile coat. Ice Age specimens likely had a short, tawny fur, with maybe a hint of a faint rosette or spot pattern for camouflage. They probably lacked the lush manes of African male lions. Cave paintings and mummified remains suggest Panthera atrox males were maneless or lightly maned. In a modern setting, if this lion ranged into cooler regions, it could grow a thicker winter undercoat like today's Siberian tigers or mountain lions, shedding it when seasons warm. Conversely, in hot deserts, a sleek coat would keep it cool. Its sandy, dun coloration would still provide cover in dry grass or forest shadows, just as it did millennia ago. Physically armed to the teeth, literally, the American lion's weaponry and senses would be key to its survival. It had large carnassial teeth and formidable jaws. One study estimates a big male's bite force at over 2,800 newtons, enough to crack bone if needed. Its canine fangs, about 8 centimeters long, delivered deep wounds, as one unlucky Ice Age bison discovered. Retractable claws up to 4 centimeters would grip prey and provide traction on today's terrain, from muddy riverbanks to rocky hills. With night vision 6 times better than a human's, an American lion could easily patrol at dusk or dawn, avoiding human eyes while scanning for deer silhouettes in the gloom. Its hearing would catch the slightest rustle of an elk in the brush, and it could likely detect the scent of a carcass from miles away. Lastly, it would retain one hallmark of true lions: a thunderous roar. If Panthera atrox roared, the sound might carry for 5 miles across the plains. A spine-tingling proclamation that the king of North America is on the prowl. Where could such a predator live today? The American lion would seek out wide-open spaces and abundant prey, much as it did in the Pleistocene. Its ideal habitat would be open grasslands, savannas, and sparse woodlands, environments where its size could be useful to full effect. In modern times, a region like the Yellowstone ecosystem or the plains of Montana and Wyoming might offer the elbow room and menu this big cat needs. There, herds of elk, bison, and deer still roam, and the cover of shrubs and rolling hills could let a lion sneak within striking distance. In cooler northern areas, Panthera atrox might venture into the fringes of boreal forests or tundra edges, places similar to where wolves and moose live. It likely wouldn't penetrate deep, dense forests. Those remain the realm of stealthier predators like cougars and bobcats. But mosaic landscapes would suit it well. Imagine this lion in the Canadian Rockies or Alaskan interior, padding through aspen parkland and alpine valleys, using rocky outcrops or shallow caves for shelter on winter nights. In contrast, the American Southwest's deserts could support a lion only where prey cluster around water. You might find one prowling the Sonoran twilight near a waterhole, where mule deer and pronghorn come to drink. Generally, a region with large herbivores and low human density could become this lion's kingdom. Large national parks and remote reserves would be prime real estate. It would avoid heavily populated coasts and Midwestern farm belts, steering clear of human-dominated landscapes. In short, Panthera atrox would thrive in the last wild corners of North America. From the high plains to the mountains, wherever the land is open, the prey is plentiful and a giant cat can still be king. The American lion earned its throne by eating like a king. In the Ice Age, it feasted on the biggest prey around: deer, horses, camels, bison, even young mammoths. In a modern menu, mammoths and camels are off the table, but there's still plenty to chew on. A Panthera atrox today would likely target deer as its most frequent prey. White-tailed deer in the east, mule deer, and blacktails in the west. These animals are abundant and about the right size for a solo lion to take down. But this cat wouldn't stop at Bambi. Elk and moose would be high-value targets. A moose is dangerous to attack, but a desperate or experienced lion could succeed by ambushing one in thick brush or snow. Bison, the closest living ancestor to the lion's ancient favorite meal, still roam in pockets of the plains. An American lion would relish the challenge of a bison hunt. We know that they did in the past. In modern herds, a lion or two might single out juveniles or weaker adults, using strength and strategy to avoid those deadly horns and hooves. When hunting, this predator would probably employ a mix of stealth and power. Like modern big cats, it could stalk within a few dozen meters of prey, using whatever cover is available, then launch a lightning ambush. Its long legs and muscular build suggest it was a good sprinter. Fossil evidence even hints that pronghorn antelope, the fastest land animal in the Americas, ended up on the American lion's dinner list. Some scientists think Panthera atrox might have occasionally scavenged or pirated kills from smaller predators too. For instance, stealing a pronghorn carcass from the American cheetah, which roamed the same plains. If opportunity knocks, a hungry lion answers. Would the American lion live alone or in a pride? The honest answer is we're not entirely sure. Even scientists debate this. Modern African lions are famously social, living in prides, whereas most big cats are solitary. The American lion's own ancestor, the Eurasian cave lion, may have been solitary, hinting that Panthera atrox could have prowled alone. In a modern North American scenario, social structure might depend on the environment. In prey-rich open landscapes, a loose pride or family group might be advantageous. We might find a dominant male patrolling a territory that encompasses 2 or 3 females who cooperate to hunt. Meanwhile, in harsher or low prey regions, solitude could be the norm. In the modern world, the American lion's toughest competition wouldn't be another animal. It would be us, humans. Big cats and humans have a long, uneasy history, and Panthera atrox would be no exception. It would likely go out of its way to avoid people, much as mountain lions do today. These lions learned 13,000 years ago that humans can be dangerous and perhaps tasty on rare tragic occasions. So natural selection would make any survivors exceedingly wary of Homo sapiens. North America's existing carnivores would suddenly find themselves beneath a new apex. The gray wolf, for example, might recall its ancient fear of lions. A pack of wolves can harass and even injure a lone big cat, but Panthera atrox would be a formidable foe. In modern ecosystems, an American lion would likely dominate any carcass or kill site. If a pack of wolves brought down an elk, a hungry lion could roar and charge in. The wolves, smart creatures that they are, would probably yield their prize rather than risk those deadly claws. Over time, wolf packs might avoid areas a lion frequents, much like how coyotes give way to wolves, or how tigers keep wolf numbers low in parts of Asia. Coyotes, opportunistic but much smaller, would definitely steer clear, though they might trail at a distance, hoping to snack on leftovers once the lion moves on. Grizzly and black bears present an interesting rivalry. If a grizzly encountered an American lion at a kill, the outcome could go either way. The bear's sheer strength and aggression might intimidate the lion into retreat, much as solitary tigers in Siberia sometimes cede kills to large brown bears. On the other hand, if the lion is exceptionally large, or if it's a face-off between a lion pair and a single bear, the cat might successfully defend the carcass. Both are at the top of the food chain, so actual fights would be rare. More often, there'd be a standoff with a lot of bluffing. Perhaps each would size up the other and decide the meal isn't worth the injury risk. Mountain lions are much smaller and would be instantly overshadowed by Panthera atrox. In regions where the two coexisted, cougars would likely adjust their habits to avoid the big newcomer, perhaps shifting to heavier cover, hunting smaller game, and mainly active in times or places the lion isn't. We might see cougars retreat to steeper mountains and deeper forests that the bigger lion finds less efficient to hunt in. Jaguars, which barely range into the southwest today, could similarly be pushed back into dense jungles in Mexico and Central America, ceding open habitats to American lion. Humans might actually see an indirect benefit. With a top predator around, mid-sized carnivores like coyotes, bobcats, and even feral hogs could be kept in check, potentially leading to fewer of those predators around farms. It's the classic trophic cascade concept. Restoring an apex predator can rebalance an ecosystem, though it comes with risks and adjustments, of course. Now we turn the question to you, the viewer. What do you think about the American lion's chances in today's North America? Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. You can also leave a comment with what you would like to see in the following videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time!